Today's 840th day. I'm here to lessons. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about repetition. Repetition, and why is important as repetition? I love this saying that repetition is the mother of success. Because without repetition, it's very hard to imagine something really meaningful happening. Some of these moments is important, but really, some is impossible to get into those moments without repetition. So repetition is very important. So without repetition, you're not able to get to the most important moments in your life. Imagine athlete. He's repeating the same thing over and over again for 4 years, and then he go and win the gold medal. So 4 years of repetition leads to one significant moment. So repetition is very, very important. So today we'll share multiple things that when you think about repetition, what you're supposed to think about. So number one is that when you think about repetition, you need to think about consistency, because consistency is a key. It is impossible to succeed in life without consistency. And repetition, of course, that is the most important part. So we always need to understand that what we're able to be consistent at. So that means we always need to have those small actions that we're able to repeat day after day that will lead to significant outcomes. It's very, very beautiful thing. So that means small, significant actions repeated every single day lead to massive, significant results. I love that a lot. And I want you to really hear that out. Small, insignificant actions repeated for a long time leads to massive, significant results. I hope that you will get it, because I really believe that always small actions is the key. Number two is skill development. When you think about repetition, you always need to think, okay, I want to develop my skill. So it's time for me to really repeat something. So what I need to repeat? I want you to master the skill. So that means I will need to really work on some kind of repetition. So what kind of repetition? So it depends on the skill that you want to develop, because there is like a huge list of skills that you want to develop. Now, communication is one of the skills that every single person needs to work on to develop. Of course, so what kind of actions are you able to take? How often do you communicate? And again, skill development is about continuous repetition. And learn what kind of repetition do you need to do to make sure that you're able to develop the skill set. Number three is learning and adaptation. So that means that you're able to learn something first time, but really gets into your mind, into your core, and really able to use things when you repeat. So it means when you have the knowledge, that's why it says like one of the best way to learn is when you learn the knowledge and then you repeat it by explaining that knowledge to someone else. So at least 2 times you need to learn the same information. So that means that, and again, you show that you learn when you're able to repeat that information to someone else. It's very, very, very important. So when you want to learn, the best way to learn is learn it and then repeat it potentially. And about the best way to repeat it is by sharing to someone else that you're able to really engage in a core learning. Number 4 is resilience and perseverance. When you think about repetition, you're always supposed to think about resilience and perseverance, because it's very, very hard to persevere without repetition. And it's very hard to keep repeating the same thing without really resilience and that perseverance. So what you're able to do when you start from small actions, and you're able to do that on a consistent basis, you are building a stepping stone. Because when you build one small action that you repeat on a consistent basis for 100 days, 200 days, now you build confidence. Confidence that you're able to transfer exactly the same repetition skill, because repetition is a skill. You're able to repeat the same thing over and over. So that means if you're able to do on one thing, you're able to do on other thing. And it builds confidence and builds perseverance based resilience. So that means that when we going after big things, repetition, and we know that success will make us to overcome the failures and challenges, and we will need to do things even though we don't feel like it. And that is my coach always used to say that when you have bad day, and you're still repeating the same things as you do during the good day, that means this is a day when you are going ahead of your competition, because competition is performing very, very well during good days. but only successful people are performing at their best during their worst days. And that's why I always remember that when I feel disappointed, sad, that is the time to push, because that's how where I separate myself from people and the masses. And I'm repeating the same thing when is important. Number 5 is establishing habits. So repetition and habits always work in the same way. So that means when you want to form a good rituals, form good habits, we want to repeat it for a long, long time. And until it becomes really actually your processes. Because I really love saying that your goals will be achieved not based on your motivation, but on your systems and processes. Your goals will be achieved not on your motivation, but on your systems and processes. Because during bad days, most of the time you fall on process and systems. So there is supposed to be some repetition, rituals, routines built. So when you know that you have repetition built in routines, in systems, in processes, and it doesn't matter, like if we cover the same thing, it doesn't matter how you feel, you still fall on those processes. Because if you build your goal around motivation, it might be that one day you will feel motivated, the other day you don't feel motivated. And you, of course, you will not be able to repeat the same thing over and over again. And your repetition will not be used in the highest potential way. Number 6 is building confidence. This is very important. So that means that when you really start small and you choose one small action that leads to small kind of results, so it means that it builds that confidence. Repeated small actions build some kind of success, and that success will elevate your confidence. And that confidence will allow you to really start repeating bigger actions, and those bigger actions will have bigger results. It's a very massive thing. It doesn't matter how small you start, what matters is how big you finish. It doesn't matter how small you start, what matters is how big you finish. Number 7 is goal achievement. Again, when you think about repetition, of course, this is goals. It's very, very hard to achieve any kind of goal without repetition. It's almost impossible. Because if you're able to achieve something without repeating yourself, what is the goal? Well, what's the goal could be without really repeating? Maybe there is one or another, but probably will not be like a massive results that you're really looking for, that is meaningful, joyful, fulfilling, significant results. It will be a day, short-term goals for a day, but not like vision, purpose, and long-term vision goals. Number 8 is time management. This is very, very important. We always need to understand that repetition and time management always is very, very directly correlated. Because when you know exactly the systems, processes, and you know routines, and you know exactly when you need to repeat exactly the same day after day, it saves you enormous amount of time, mind energy. Because what you're able to do, you're able to focus. You're able to focus on the things that you're able to repeat every single day to move forward. Because a lot of times, we lose time and time again, thinking what is supposed to do now. What is supposed to do now? And that could waste half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours every single day. So if you multiply a month by hour a day, 30 hours per month could be wasted. And 30 hours could be massive. And that's the best case scenario. Sometimes people lose 2-3 hours, including myself. I know that some days I lost even more thinking about what it's supposed to do and have the clarity. So having that repetition in place and know exactly what you need to repeat will save enormous time. Number 9 is mindset and positive affirmations. Mindset and positive affirmations. So that means that when you're really able to reinforce the ideas and feelings and emotions that you really want, it's much easier to really to keep that, like gratitude. It's gratitude, it's journaling, and really have those positive affirmations about yourself, and you're very moving about your goals, about aspirations, and really keep repeating them. It's a massive help. So repetition on positive things will bring a lot of ideas. I remember when I started using repetition in my gratitude. At the beginning, I felt very, very uncomfortable. That's something new. But after doing for a while, I started to internalize gratitude. And I know that it changed everything for me. Gratitude is a massive thing. And sometimes I know I forget to do my gratitude. And after a while, after a week, 2 weeks, I feel that something is missing and I'm not as grateful. My attitude is not as great. And a lot of times it's come to one thing that I didn't repeated my gratitude. I didn't count in my blessings enough because everyone is blessed in one way or another. And as we need to count those blessings and be grateful, and it really changes our attitude and mindset. It allows us to get more energy to pursue other things. Number 10 is networking and relation building. Again, this is one of the things that it is impossible to have networking and relation building without repetition. So it means you want to network, you need to repeat the same thing over and over again. You want to build relationships, you want to do the same thing over and over again. You want to repeat, you want to really build that connection on consistent basis, consistent communication with the people that you care about. Consistent communication, repetition is very, very important. Imagine having a conversation with someone for 1 week and then didn't communicate for a year and come back. Of course, will not have the massive results when you communicate once a year. Now, of course, there will be some friends, but if you want to have massive connection with someone, you need to communicate on a consistent basis, and that again, repetition is very, very important in relationship building. And the last one that I want to mention is adopting a growth mindset. That means that when you think about really repetition, we need to understand that repetition will lead to growth. But we need to understand that we need to believe that we're able to grow. We need to say that I'm able to change, I am able to prove. So if I don't like something about myself, let's change that. I don't want to accept that I am not able to communicate. I'm not accept that I'm not able to do something yet. Most important, yet. The word yet is very, very powerful. I'm not able to do that yet. So let's look into what I'm able to repeat on consistent basis every single day, every single week, that I could become that person who is able to do X, Y, Z. It might be that sales, maybe communication, public speaking, maybe programming. I don't know, like, what kind of skill you want to. Maybe want to have better relationships. So what you're able to do, repeating over and over again. Maybe you want to be more wise. Reading a book 15 minutes a day, every single day, repetition will lead to that. Because I know some people really want to be more wise and they want to have ability to engage in conversations and deeper conversations and not just listen, but really engaging. And it might be if you are not there yet, repeating every single day, 15 minutes daily habit of reading will elevate your mindset, your thinking, your ideas, and you will be able to join different conversations and share your ideas and change your association. Because one of the best ways to change association is you elevate your speaking, elevate your vocabulary, elevate your discussions. Because friends are based on discussions and vision. So if you want to elevate your association, you'll elevate your thinking, elevate your speaking, elevate your vocabulary. I truly believe that if you want to have different association, start to elevate yourself. And then at some point when you leave your station and you will be in the middle, but again, you're still elevating yourself constantly until you reach that next level and you're able to have that different kind of association. But again, this is the most important part of this today is repetition. Repetition is the thing that we always need to look at. So I want success. So what am I able to repeat on a consistent basis that I could get what I want? That's the supposed question always be. What am I able to repeat on consistent basis that I could achieve my results? And that means that a lot of times the things that you need to repeat will be for a lifetime. Not for 1 year, not for 2 years, not for 5 years, for 10 years. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Like my communication skills is dedication, and I dedicate my life to improve my communication because I know that communication is an essential skill. It doesn't matter how much you know. What matters is how well you communicate, how much you know. Because if you really want to influence people, you really need to be able to communicate in the highest possible way. And I want to learn how to communicate complex things in a simple way. And that is number one that I'm working on. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.